We got trouble!
Welcome to Derry is an HBO series prequel to the 2017 and 2019 It films. The series is set in 1962, 27 years before the events in the first two films. In our first episode of the series, Welcome to Derry, titled The Pilot, it is set in 1962 and focuses on the mysterious disappearance of a young boy named Matt Clements and the gruesome events that follow as his friends investigate into his disappearance after strange events have been occurring in their own personal lives. In a parallel storyline in episode 1, we follow Major Leroy Hanlon, a black Air Force pilot who has just arrived at Derry military base with his friend Captain Paulie Russo. They face immediate racism and some tension when they first arrive. And later, Hanlon is attacked by masked men in his room who are seemingly after classified information about a new B-52 bomber project. Now, after getting into the plot of episode 1, I want to talk about the things I liked. And one of the things I liked was the kids that we get introduced in this new series. We get introduced to the character of Matty, a young adolescent who sneaks into his local movie theater a few times a week watching one of his favorite movies, The Music Man. And as we see him enjoying the film, one of the things we notice is he has a pacifier in his mouth, which is a kind of odd thing, especially for someone of his age. But we learn that from one of the ushers that has to chase him out of the theater and is trying to locate him, that he never wants to go home, and it's about his second or third time that he snuck into the theater. Then later, we see him hitchhiking, trying to get away out of town. He is soon picked up by a family of 4, and they're willing to give him a ride. This kind act turns into a sinister plot within minutes. This opening scene sets the tone for the series, showing the violence, brutality, and the sickening nature of Pennywise without revealing his true form early on within the series. And with the town of Derry set in 1962 as the backdrop in this series, it is beautiful to look at in this first episode. Between the wardrobe of the characters, the way the town is introduced throughout the local movie theater, the school, and showing the military base, it feels like a real place, a organic, small little town in a traditional ideal version of America during this time period, but with a dark secret that is waiting to be revealed. Then later, we are introduced to the first generation of children in the cursed town of Derry. The group of young characters introduced are Matty, Lily, Ronnie, Phil, Teddy, and Susie, who are the first victims and terrorized by Pennywise. And this is one of the things I liked about the first episode, were the kids. Going back to the first introduction of the character of Matty, but also them showing and setting up their relationship with the character of Matty after his disappearance. And with the disappearance of the character, it forces the characters of Lily, Teddy, and Phil to reflect on how they mishandled their relationship with Matty, or the lack thereof. I also like the depiction of their coming of age moments, especially dealing with the trauma of somebody within their age group disappearing, how they treated him, the bullying aspect, and realizing what would happen to, like I said, to somebody like Matty that they did know, and the disappearance of them, and them feeling the guilt of maybe if they would have had a better relationship with him, or if they treated him better, maybe he would have never disappeared, but also them not knowing what did happen to him. And like I said, I thought it did a pretty good job of depicting that from the aspect of the kids, especially with the character of Lily and giving her more context to her backstory and understanding her relationship with Matty. Now, like I said before, I like the kids early on in the series so far that we've been introduced to, but this is also going to segue into a few issues I had with this episode pertaining with the kids. But it's just more of a nitpick than really anything else. I was really surprised they took out a few of the characters this early on within the series, but it does work for the fact that it's showing us as an audience that the stakes and the consequences are being raised, like we saw early on with the opening sequence with Matty when he was hitchhiking. Because with the movie theater sequence at the end of the episode, I thought it worked, and I thought it worked more effectively compared to the opening scene. But I think my issues with both of the scenes were the use of the CGI with the mutated creature that they are introducing to us, and I kind of just wish they used more practical effects than the CGI, because it kind of took me out of it. And just me personally, I just prefer practical over CGI. If you can do a good mix and a blend of it, I think it would have worked better. Especially like with the sequences early on when Pennywise is terrorizing the kids individually, when Lily was at home with the bathtub sequence, or I don't know if it was Teddy or if it was Phil that he was with when he was asleep in bed, and they did the sequence with the lampshade, which I thought was a cool scene. And last, it's not necessarily a dislike, it's just something I didn't really care for in this episode, or I just didn't really think they did a good job of it, of the introduction of the storyline with the military and with Major Leroy Hamlin. I thought it was just a little underwhelming to me, but I do understand that it's going to set up major implications throughout the series. I just didn't find it that interesting within this episode for what they did, especially with the Easter eggs and the characters that were laid out throughout this first episode, and that are in the Stephen King universe with his novels. Some of them I did catch, other ones I did not. But like I said, I am curious to see how this is going to expand and where this is going to lead to throughout the series. I do have some theories of my own. But like I said, I'm just waiting to see how everything is going to unfold. But overall, I thought this was a solid pilot episode. It has enough to make you come back for the second episode, and also probably to see what's going to happen and transpire through the rest of the series. And I would like to know what you guys think about the first episode and what you guys seen. And just leave a comment down in the comment section if you liked it, you disliked it, your predictions, or what you guys would like to see going out throughout the series, especially for the people that are fans of not just the It films that this is a prequel to, but if you're a fan of like the novel and of the Stephen King books, like I said, I would like to hear you guys' inputs and just hear what you guys got to say about it. And once again, thank you guys for listening to this review. Thank you guys for checking out the channel. If this is your first time coming to the channel or listening to this review, once again, thank you. We have other content on the channel for you guys to check out. Movie reviews, television reviews, and since it's the fall season, we are going to be having more television and films, especially with the Oscar season race going to be coming up soon. So like I said, just check out the channel. If you guys like it here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, so you guys can stay up to date with everything that's going to be coming on the channel. And once again, this is AR Movie Memos, and I will see you guys on the next review.